You know here, continent.
Good night. This is the Cutting Edge on IRFM. Today I will do next Wednesday night. So, a whole heap of ones who listen to the program might not hear about this brother here before. Until now, which means 2 days ago, a Belafonte passed away. 90-year-old. I will just play 2 songs by him a while ago. Coconut, not remember no coconut. Kingston Market, and now we play Island in the Sun. Now, believe it or not, for those of you who are listening, them truly was big music. When I say big, like hit song, million selling tune in the 50s. And it's now when me hear, apart from the work we do as a civil rights man, and you know, him used to help Martin Luther King enough. Yeah, support Martin Luther King and his family enough. But something burned me today because, well, I know today, you see it, I can't hide all the time. Something burned me because me hear some ones and ones talk about Harry Belafonte dead. He was from the Caribbean. No, watch a man. We go through too much of this now if you know identify certain things, you know. I'm really cut up about it because me hear them call reggae music, Caribbean music now. You know, some things when me hear them talk about now is like them now want to get kiddos to Jamaica and where we offer the world in terms of cultural expression and all these things. And bad man thing too. So you know, you see Harry Belafonte, a whole heap of people don't know say his mother come from St. Anne. Just like Burning Spear, just like Shabba Ranks, just like IRFM. Him come from St. Anne. But his mother have him in a Harlem. And what happened now is that him come back here as a youth. Yes, so we are telling you about this man, you know, where do so much things. Him roots innocent and even though him born in America, him never shed him Jamaican roots. Because him come back, well, him parents bring him back in Jamaica and him used to go Woolmers. Why me feel away when certain people say certain things, especially when we know say Jamaica get so much bad name and all them something like that. We have to grab on where we have, you know, what is good. So, this man named Harry Belafonte, his mother come from St. Anne. And she go to New York. She have a youth named Harry Belafonte. But she bring him back on here and make him stay with some of his relatives them, according to the story. And him all got Woolmers. Only people never know say Harry Belafonte got Woolmers. Him go back to America and become, well, first thing, in 1952-53, he make the first million-selling album. And it was a Calypso album. Can you believe that? In the 50s, that time, me just born. And him also become and did what no other black person did before him. And that was to conquer Hollywood and become a big thing in Hollywood. Him and a brethren named Sidney Poitier, who come from the Bahamas. I think they make him a national hero too. So even though them man they did there in America most of them life. But you say Jamaica now, how many people didn't know say Farrakhan father come from down at Kingston there so, downtown there so. Farrakhan, Louis Farrakhan. Yeah. Him have Jamaican bloodline. And not only that, him used to do calypso. Farrakhan used to make calypso. How much people know say, well, all people go to even know me attack. Gil Scott Heron, him father Jamaican. How much people know even though she don't want to say it? But we know it because she didn't say it. And then now push it down. That Kamala, the vice president of America, her father is a Jamaican. Why me I say these things is that, you see, anytime we find, say, a man have that connection there with Jamaica, we have to mention the word Jamaica. We can't really talk about Caribbean. We love the Caribbean, like Usain Bolt now. The fastest runner in the world is Usain Bolt, and he comes from the Caribbean. No, sir. I don't accept that. Shelly Ann, the fastest female, is a girl from the Caribbean named Shelly Ann. No, sir. I have to call Jamaica name. That means your whole heap of one feel good when them ears say Jamaica. At least we are conquer whole heap of things other than just activities. This will come forward again. Yes, we're still there and I hope you don't drop asleep, you know. Now look at how we not talk about Belafonte, you know, and we are say right now it's kind of important that we mention anytime we are talking about great men and them have connection with Jamaica, we have to say it because we need that upliftment here right now. Even if I will leave, I want to know Belafonte. Most youth right now while listen to that program, I don't know who name so. You know, when I was about 8 years old, 6 years old, 8 years old, I used to live at 19 Potters Road in a Raytown. And them used to have a thing named jukebox beside a bar right near the gate. We can't explain what jukebox is told, you know. You go Google a jukebox and I don't know the name so, but the jukebox have been record in there. It's so happened that the one them where they did a jukebox there was some blue 78. Because them usually have 45, but some of them have 78. And I could have stayed in my house and hear the jukebox a play. And where I remember about that jukebox, there's certain tune that me remember distinctively, but I want to play 3 tunes. And after I play them 3 tunes, I go and play a little snippet of Belafonte talk about him life, little bit. But why I remember that, say, even though Belafonte born in America, but him mark indelibly, him mark him root in a Jamaica, hardcore. When I say hardcore, I mean hardcore. Where the Prime Minister say, him a call part of the highway and I send an Belafonte highway because around that area there, him parents come from. But we want to play this tune here first, where, trust me man, one of the most unique fruit on earth and most useful, completely useful. We are talking about from the stalk to the leaf them, to the shell, to the meat where inside, like the water, everything. Coconut. I remember one time them did want to kill out the coconut them. Yeah, them did try to kill out the coconut them until they say coconut oil this and coconut oil that. And we come realize a coconut oil are the best oil and not only that. A whole heap of movie star now I go for coconut oil for rub on them skin. Yeah man, whole heap of them. So that was one of the tunes them where used to play in the jukebox. For those of you who know name jukebox. Down at Potter's Row. Same place where Raytown keep them session, you know. I don't know what we are talking about. Potter's Row. Yes. And this one was massive. The next tune, yeah. All right. Make us stop it just a little bit. 6 foot. A banana I'm talking about, you know, and them said 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot bunch. Now you see Miss Lou have a whole heap of things to do with the bridging, yeah. Formation and songs them where him sing. And Miss Lou say she don't understand what this boy I talk about. She never tell him nothing about no 6 foot or no 7 foot. Because Jamaica no refer to an banana as foot. They refer to it as an. A 6 and 7 and 8 and bunch, she tell him. And he make the mistake and say 6 foot, but guess what? It never change. And the tune is still big out there. Hey, you know, say Colin Powell connected to Jamaica too. The same brother they were during the Iraq war. They that show everybody in the world how Saddam have weapons of mass destruction when none never there. Who remember when Belafonte come out at him? May I tell you? Call him as a name, man. Yes, slave master, picnic, Negro. And I Negro bit said still, but Belafonte tear him up bad. Belafonte was very instrumental in the works where Martin Luther King performed in America, helped him a whole heap of ways, and one. We'll go back to this album. We want to play this tune. I want to this. It's the next tune where, trust me, for those who don't know, it's them tune I play. A million selling tune them, yeah. When you never have people that sell million selling tune, this man, yeah, responsible for the first million selling album. Yes, the first million selling as a Calypso album. Yes, the people them say, why that could be my father. My father couldn't ugly so. Big hit. So the next one we're going to play now is a very interesting song. It have a twist to it, and the twist is in the last part of the song. So you have to listen to it. It is about a man and him woman, him wife really. And I said, why? Anyway, listen to the tune. It named One More Dance. One More Dance. Listen. What a woman that Rasta. All when she hear the man dead, she say, well, that's all. But for she go here, say, the will I go read. She no more dancing. Well, you know, say make an album with Odetta and then make an album, well, Mira Makiba, the two of them. One album. And this tune, this next one we are going to play, you know. It as again, it have a curveball in the end of it. You have to listen to the whole night to get the fullness of the tune. A curveball in it. Big tune. Listen. Yeah, you can't hear that song there too much, you know. Trust me, man. You know, so me and Lady G sing over that thing, talk about the toll road. Yeah, go right from the toll road and come back road to the toll road. Believe you me. But no, man, them thing that song there. Go right road and come back road, eh? Yeah, man. Great music. Great poetry, yes. Yes, the woman is smart. That is what I must say. All right, so Belafonte, hey, you notice the music, well, to do old people like dinosaur like me, the music, them have a kind of Cuban flavor, not necessarily calypso, Cuban. Even though the original tune them, when they make, they have that deep calypso flavor, but the tune them will play so far, them have this Cuban flavor. You know, Cuban music was big in them days, you know. Big. Yes. Cuban music. So all of the song them used to come out of the Caribbean have that Cuban influence. Yes, just like our reggae become now dominant, and a whole heap of the song they must come out of that reggae influence. Well, it's the same thing in them days with Cuban music. As you hear the song them where Belafonte sing so far, we never go into the album yet, Calypso. You hear him use a whole heap of Congo drums, yes, and upright bass at them time there. Okay, here we go. So I spend most of my life in America, New York to be exact. I'm passing, I'm 90s. Long life, man, 90s. Whole heap of people now you hear them in them 90s, you know them here. It's good, yes. Young people, them, I don't know what them do want to live till 90. Anyway, them not for work because the AI will take over for the youth them. So, Belafonte give a wave, let go a wave, a ripple for the appetite for Jamaica. Yes. Because you first time when you go up on the North Coast, a pair of film song them you hear them a play. Plus them call it the mentor music, and even some of the songs them when they sing was some old song in revive where Miss Lou kind of show him how to do it and all them really and bring it to another level. I'm going to find out which holiday they about you, you know. Listen, I'm going to find out. Here we go. 5, 4.
This is my island in the sun, where my people have toiled since time begun. I may sail on many a sea, her shores will always be home to me. My mother was born in the parish of St. Anne. My father comes from St. Elizabeth. But since my mother was the dominating force in the family, when at the age of 1 year old, she decided to bring her children to Jamaica, because I was born in the United States, in Harlem, in New York. And she decided that the wilds of New York was not the zone she wanted her children in. She wanted to have us in the wilds of Jamaica. So she took us back to this island, and I grew up in Abuka, and for the first few years. And then I came down to Kingston and spent the rest of my time living in Kingston. I always saw that the destiny of Jamaica was inextricably bound to the destiny of Black Americans, and vice versa. And that fact alone kept me very connected.
Jamaica made an impact on the world through Bob Marley and reggae. All of the world record holders in the Olympics seem to be Jamaicans. I remember Hubert Humphrey.
Okay, we just want to play the part where the man talk about himself, Belafonte. Him actually say his mother come from St. Anne and his father come from St. Elizabeth. Him born in Harlem. Yes. And now we say him pass away. We see the government is going to make, I think they would give him an OM or something like that a couple years ago too, you know. I think they would give him an OM, somewhere about this. So. And now we say they're going to name a road for him. They're going to name a road for him. And yes, him do him work. Trust me, man, him do him work, Rasta. All the things him do in America, all the acting we put on him and Sidney Poitier, and that man there, we can't forget all them actors there. But them man they know, tell nobody about them and nowadays. We born 30 years ago. Them not gonna know who you talk about. Them not gonna know because a whole heap of youth have no time to look about them something. Them just a deal with what I take place in a now. You know, them not have no connection to the past, even though the past have a direct relationship to where I go on now. You know, see it? So if you don't know your past, your future might look like it's your future, but you're living in a next man world. And Harry Belafonte is one of them man, what them call them civil rights activists in America. They come up during the time of all of them man, Black Panther, and even before the Black Panther, you know, Malcolm X, all of them man there, they create a levels and a consciousness in America that connect it. And the link with all of them man, there was Marcus Garvey. Yeah, the link between Farrakhan, Malcolm X, this Virginia, and Martin Luther King, all of them connection, them link, was linked to Marcus Garvey. That's the father of Pan-Africanism. And we have to know that. And it's just a pity that Jamaica not catch up yet. These people who control the information don't catch up with what is taking place out there and what we that's the Rastafari and the Black Power movement, the Pan-Africanist movement, what we have done to solidify Jamaica in the annals of history as one of the most unique islands on this planet. We stand by to talk to Ephraim Martin, who is the man responsible for the longest running award that gives reggae music its stamp of approval. So we're going to stand by him. But meanwhile, I could push back this thing and go and play a little more right.
It was a thrill to go to Jamaica and to see black policemen. We didn't have black policemen in Atlanta then. He used to come back regularly with Martin Luther King because he liked Jamaica. In fact, most of his books were written in Jamaica. He would go to Jamaica just about every year.
Jamaica's independence was extremely important to me. In New York City, my mother was a very strong Garveyite. She loved Marcus Garvey. We went to rallies in which Marcus Garvey spoke. When I came to Jamaica in that youthful period of my life, Bustamante was very busy giving the British a difficult time in their rule of the island. So I was always around an environment that rebelled against its oppression. And that alone gave me linkage. Now when you talk about the culture and the music and the art, that was so indelible to my experience, and it became so central to my own cultural expression that there was just no question that I was a Jamaica man and would wind up being that for the rest of my life.
But I'm sad to see.
In the history of the record business, the first LP to ever sell 1 million records within a year was the album entitled Calypso. And the phenomena of that was so enormous that RCA, the company that I recorded for, gave me what was considered to be the first gold record in the history of the business, and really set the stages for what ultimately became the Grammy. And every time I look at these awards, I can say, well, that record that reflected the culture of that remarkable place called Jamaica was the forerunner of all of this, and I take great pride in that.
Very interesting how I must say that him winning, him getting a gold medal, gold for the first million-selling album, gave rise to the Grammy. So there we go again. There we go again. Jamaica indelible mark on the world. All them things there, we must know, you know. It's good to know these things. It's not that it's going to make you have $1 million, but it is good to know these things. Keep it in your head that you can come up with it when time ready. You don't know what can happen that you have to bring up that thing and say, but wait, gold medal, hey, is a man from Jamaica make that possibly, you know, the Grammy possibly, you know. So nobody go on like say we are nothing. Because you hear the whole heap of idiot thing I go on with politician and gunman, we still make an indelible mark. So we come go look, I mean, there's so much things that Jamaica has printed out there that is indelible. So much things. And we have to recognize that. We can't just throw it one side so because we never ban them timeless so that they have nothing to do with nothing. Can you imagine the youth them now who I see Usain Bolt and Shelly Ann and 30 years time them I say to the other youth them, the youth them are 30 years from now I say, why Usain Bolt, them man they a long time people, them the old man them they know. No Rasta. We can't do that. Can't do that. You're the man that talk about Marcus Garvey. Him say mother was a Garveyite. His mother was a Garveyite. So how him couldn't become where him is as a man who defend black people civil rights movement in America. Him don't have not a choice. I mean, I shouldn't say him don't have no choice, but it was embedded in him, it's instilled in him. And him rise up to be a one who carried further by pushing Martin Luther and even helping him and his family. You know, so, yeah, man. We have to remember, we have to think on these things and know, say, these things work out. So we are saying, oh, we'll play this song here, as we say, we are waiting for Martin, Martin. We are waiting for Martin, you know, so anytime, operator, anytime call, just send him in there. I could go and play this tune we will play by Nat King Cole, brother. Him name Freddie Cole, sorry. Him name Freddie Cole. Rendition, sweet rendition. Martin, Ephraim Martin, how you do?
Doing well, sir. But first, let me say a big our condolences to the great one, Belafonte, a powerful brother who just made his transition. So, on behalf of Martins International and the community, we say our condolences to him.
You listen to the tribute we are going with, you listen to it?
Yeah, man. You see, I remember him in 1981. I did an interview with him when I was at the Defender. And that's the time when he called Jamaica the new pawn for the U.S. government.
Yeah.
Talking about it at the time, you know?
Yeah. Anyway, so how much years now, Martin? Tell me, 40 odd years?
Well, you know it, 40 years.
Right.
And I think I've seen you about almost 40 of those years.
Oh, I mean, of course, we did it from the beginning. Chicago, remember Chicago?
Yes.
You know, there's somebody meet name Farrakhan. From me go meet him, there's somebody named a brethren.
You know? Those were the days, man.
Yes. Anyway, you persevere, brethren. I tell you the truth, you persevere with all our go on and no money now make for you and them. You continue the journey. And I have to big you up. I'm not only a man who want to big you up, so I do it on behalf of them. Yes, Martin, you're going good.
If you remember, when we started, it wasn't about money, and it's still not about the money. It's about the music and the movement. It was about Nelson Mandela behind bars. It was about an end to apartheid and freedom and democracy around the world. So it's along that started the award. And with men like Peter Tosh, who encouraged us and joined us in the beginning, and Dennis Brown and Freddie McGregor yourself, Taylor, and all those people who were there from the beginning and still being with us still.
Still there. Yeah, man.
Without you all.
Can't question your validity in the music business. Can't question. Nobody can come say, that brother there, money man look out for the thing, you know. Nobody can say that.
Not at all.
Then would that be the wickedest of the people in the world to say that. Yeah, man.
Yeah. But I give thanks, and you know, as we are getting ready for the 40th anniversary, I'm going to be on May 7th, Sunday, May 7th, right there in Kingston, Jamaica. Of course, it's going to be at the Pegasus Hotel, and this is where we're going to honor those who have made made outstanding contribution to the industry, like yourself. and others, GT. We're talking about some of the veteran entertainers will be given special honor on that night. 34 of those people who have been around and have made outstanding contribution will be acknowledged. A man like a Weepo, Stone Love, will be given a special a tribute to dancehall music coming back from the over the last 50 years, taking you down memory lane, where people can have this award is going to be the award that really you have never seen it like that before. You know, this year we have also added a best Irama song over the last 40 years, talking about our movement over the last 40 years. And there the 5 finalists will also be taking the stage. So it's going to be a very outstanding event coming this May 7th in Kingston.
You remember when it used to keep them over here?
Oh my God.
Inferno, you remember Inferno?
Yeah, Club Inferno. Yes.
I tell you, that's a long time, you know what?
Blacks and blue and what they call it, rhythm, that's outstanding back in band there from those days. Yeah.
Watch out, man. What? I only by youth right now, here we are talking about this thing. I don't even know what we are talking about. Because them never did about 40 years ago. 30 years old. All them artists I know we are jump up and down the place I know. Them never know them something at all, and it's not that me wrong if you don't know it, but them supposed to know it, you understand? Them supposed to know it.
Yes, because if you remember, you know, when we were in Atlanta in 1990, that was the time when we dedicated that event fully to Nelson Mandela and the freedom of Nelson Mandela, for the freedom of Nelson Mandela and everything. And that event from Atlanta, right in the celebration of Nelson Mandela, his freedom, that was the tape that was shown on public television in South Africa, celebrating the Nelson Mandela in 1991.
Yes.
So we have come a long way, you know. Just can't believe that it's 40 years already. But hey, we're here.
So you're about what? You're about 92 now.
I didn't get that.
You're about 92 now. You're Harry Belafonte at the same age.
I like that. But the understand about it with the 40 years, you have to remember that when I started, it's like...
If you had to think of 40 years. Or when we did just say you look like a big man. When we just meet you, come like a big man to me, you have to wait.
It's a serious thing because about 30 years ago, a man said, boy, you got to be at least 70. We have been hearing about you so long, and they start back to the days of the Glee 1974 and, you know, time, you know. But, no, I'm still a young man.
Yeah, man.
But, you know, this could not have been possible, and I'm serious about it. This could not have been possible without the support of the reggae community. Even man like Tony Rebel, because Tony Rebel been coming to the awards for a long time, you know, over 30 years. And so it's the people, it's a movement, it's the people in the industry. I'm just a facilitator, but it's you all who have helped to make it possible and make it work. And when we come out and when you see and Sunday, May the 7th at the hotel, Pegasus Hotel, you see these people walking the red carpet and celebrating and collecting awards and having a good time. You know, it's what we're all about. Honoring and saluting reggae and world music entertainers. Of course, on the next Wednesday, we'll be having our press conference. And it's going to be in Kingston at the Crew Sport Bar. But
where?
That's where entertainers and the media will meet.
No, where you say going to be?
Crew Sport Club. That's right there on the Oak Road and about Lady Musgrave Road. You know, that's where the entertainers, the Uzo, will be talking about their nomination and
okay.
You know, meet in the press. We're going to meet the media there
All
and
right.
have a about the whole thing.
Yeah,
and then
man.
on Sunday now, Sunday May 7th, is when we all will be at the Pegasus Hotel, walking the red carpet, having a good time, and celebrating reggae.
The music. All right. Well, I look forward to it, brethren. Say give thanks, you know.
Yeah, and of course, the information is always there at irama.com. That's
Hey.
irama.com. And of course, we have the contest for the part one of the contest for the finalists. Irama Song Contest finalist is going on YouTube. That's Irama YouTube. That's
Yeah.
YouTube.com/Irama. You can go and see who you like of the 5 contestants and who you support. And then on that night at the awards, then you can help to say who the winner should be. Well, there will be some official judges there at the awards to select who the winner will be on Sunday.
Yeah. You know, Martin, me attack you, I remember a whole heap of things, you know. I remember when you did have a show in July, I don't remember what the show name. Not the Martins Award. And you added, yeah, you added, and me and Sparrow perform, you know, me and Sparrow perform in the park, and more sellers than people are watching the show they didn't. They appear. And a couple of years after I go at the show, I think Blue Magic did it on the show. About 100,000 people in the park. And I said, about wait, from nobody in the park but seller to nearly 100,000 people in the park. I said, how this man do that? How you do it?
Well, the police said that. The police claim that there's over 100,000. But let me say this. When we went to the Citizen Center, and let me say, that spot where we were then, that's where we were able to successful, and the movement that I started in 2020, to rename that most iconic street as Jean-Baptiste Point de Sable Lakeshore Drive. That's where you were. It was right because that's what...
No, what did they before? When me and Sparrow did play for 4.
Yes.
Which part that was?
That was called the City Center. Now, on that spot was where the man Dusaba founded Chicago.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Exactly. And this is where they call us the invaders, because they say it's an invasion of the community. Because all these black people coming into this community.
Well, I tell you, that was something else, but when we look, I go up on the stage and see people as far as I can see, me say, wait. Then not so far it comes so quick from me and Sparrow perform to the sellers them to thousands of people at the park. Wonderful, man. You do a good work, Bridget. Trust me.
Well, we try to do that. I remember when you lay down the song, and them boy, they said, boy, this man is calling for a revolution in our city. What?
Everybody get nervous.
Yes. As a matter of fact, when Robert Townsend, the actor, came up and was going in, they said, no one else can go inside. And I said, no, that's Robert Townsend. You know who's Robert Townsend? They said, no. So after that, they said, well, we cannot come back. We couldn't go back to that area.
Yeah. Anyway, we have to move, though. We have to move.
Which was in my bigger location.
Yeah, so we are moving now. We have to look towards the 7th of May. As you said, the 7th of May, Pegasus Hotel.
And unfortunately, I have enough tickets for everybody, but a limited amount of tickets are still available.
Yeah.
And there's a limited amount of VIP and general tickets that we open up to the public. And you can right here at irama.com and come and be a part of the celebration.
Yes.
That makes the red carpet will be rolling out.
How much time you going to mention the red carpet, Rasta? On the red carpet there, eh? The boy mentioned red carpet about 5 times to Ranted.
That's the showpiece that everyone wants to see.
I'm going to come with my mud up foot and make print on the carpet. You go ahead. Anyway, we have to move, Reggie. Give thanks, yeah?
The carpet so often. As a matter of fact, every time that you walk on the carpet, all the cameras are always there.
Yeah, me know. We have to move, Martin. We have to move. All right? We have to move. I don't want to cut you off. We have to move.
So, we understand. So we see you Saturday, Sunday, May 7th.
Yes. All right, give thanks. Give thanks.
Reggae my light is. So the button the people, make sure you like this.